How's it doing, fellow liberals? Today I'm gonna tell you about this book I had to read and what's it about because I had an assignment, believe it or not. Wow. So I actually decided to narrow it down between three books: American Psycho, The Mist by Stephen King, and The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Reason I didn't pick American Psycho or Stephen King's Mist in the end is because look at this scene right here from American Psycho.
Hey, Paul! Ah!
And this one from The Mist.
Ah! 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 Oh! 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 God! Ah! Ah!
So anyway, The Hunchback of Notre Dame has quite a lot of memorable scenes and characters. So the Hunchbacks of Notre Dame's characters are Quasimodo, the bell keeper. Quasimodo is a deformed guy who is deaf and blind in one eye. The reason why he is deaf is because he's a bell ringer. Ringing those bells, it's pretty freaking loud, dude. Then there is this really great character, not because he is a good character, but great in the way he is written. So this guy's name is Frollo, and he's a pretty evil guy. Alright, so I'm gonna have to explain this later, but this guy does a lot of really evil things. He is most likely one of the most evil characters I've ever seen. Then we got Esmeralda, a gypsy. Everyone kind of just lust over here. Anyway, in this book, there are some other characters, but I'll explain them as we go on. Oh yeah, by the way, sorry if my voice sounds really freaking weird. My throat freaking hurts, and I don't have my headset with my mic. So, yeah. So the Hunchback of Notre Dame begins at page 30 because the first 30 pages are just explaining Frollo and the Festival of Fools, which is an event that happens every year. So these parents, they have a deformed child and abandoned it at an orphanage because it is a deformed child. The child who is deformed is actually Quasimodo, and Frollo adopts him and raises him to become the bell ringer. He sadly becomes deaf from ringing the bells a lot. So basically, that is the beginning of the book. Okay, so let me try to wrap this up before we reach 1,000 words. Okay, so Frollo is really mean to Quasimodo and basically tells him that the outside world is really cruel and that you're only safe here in the bell tower. Quasimodo really just wants to spend one day with the people outside the building since, he's the bell ringer. He's been living up there for 20 years. Anyway, somewhere else, Frollo gets a new main knight, Thebes. I didn't mention him before because he's in the book in the later half and not really the beginning. Thebes seems to be kind of cool anyway. Anyway, Quasimodo wants to go to the outside world, blah blah blah, so he just goes outside the walls, but he goes out on the day of the Festival of Fools so people will not judge him as much. You see, the Festival of Fools has an ugliest face contest, so most people would just think his deformed face is just a mask. So Quasimodo is in the Festival of Fools, right? And since there is an ugly face contest, a lot of people get Quasimodo up there. Frollo sees Esmeralda and is overfilled with lust and orders her to be kidnapped by Quasimodo or something. Yeah, that does not work out, Buster. He gets caught. Basically, Quasimodo gets arrested and is sent to trial. Alright, then one of the most memorable scenes happens in the book that could have not happened in the movie because it was made by Disney. Yeah. So since Quasimodo is deaf and he's at a trial, what do the people do? They get him a deaf judge. So people are laughing at this unfold since neither of them can hear what is going on. So then the judge thinks that Quasimodo is insulting him since everyone is laughing. So the punishment that the judge gave Quasimodo is worse than the time Anakin got chopped up and burned in that one Star Wars movie.
It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground.
You underestimate my power.
Don't try it. You're the chosen one. It was said that you would destroy the Sith, not join them. Bring balance to the Force, not leave it in darkness.
I hate you!
You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you.
Oh, God.
Quasimodo is tied up by the people and is whipped for a 2-hour period and gets rocks thrown at him. Instead of the movie where this never happened in the film, they just tied him up and threw tomatoes, cabbages, and onions at him. Yeah. So Quasimodo sees Frollo there and gives him a look for some help, but we all know Frollo is really evil. Alright, so one reason I really like this scene is because it shows how heartless and cruel Frollo truly is. Quasimodo is a lot more like Frankenstein's monster in a way, the more I really think about it. I mean, they both have physical deformities. Both are hated by the town/city people. Both are raised away from society. They both are mistreated. They both are misunderstood. They both are extremely strong. There are more similarities. However, I think we should get back to the story. Yeah. So Quasimodo is being whipped and stoned and dehumanized. Then after all this, Esmeralda gave water to the hunchback, aka Quasimodo. And then Quasimodo falls in love with her because this is the first time in his life somebody showed him like true kindness. Yeah. Alright, so then sometime later, like a few months or so, Thebes is talking to some women. One of the women spots Esmeralda and calls her over. The women are really just not cool at all to Esmeralda. One peeks into Esmeralda's bags and sees that she has carved Thebes' name into something. I think it was metal, but it is not important. The lady that took a look into Esmeralda's bag is jealous because she thinks Esmeralda might be a problem when it comes to Phoebus's heart, or some cliche. I think the girl called Esmeralda a freak or something before fainting. This causes Esmeralda to run off in embarrassment. Then Phoebus runs up to her and asks if she wants to hang out with him tonight. Esmeralda says yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, Frollo was eavesdropping while up in the church. So Frollo is pretty jealous that Phoebus is getting attention from Esmeralda. So later that night, Phoebus does some Metal Gear level of stealth, following Phoebus on his way to meet Esmeralda. Phoebus gets to where he was going to meet Esmeralda, and they start talking. Frollo is eavesdropping on the conversation. Then Esmeralda is giving Phoebus a love confession, not collection. That'd just be weird. Then Frollo comes out wearing a mask. Anyway, Frollo then stabs Phoebus a lot of times in the back and faints. No, and then Esmeralda faints, I'm guessing in shock. Then, when Esmeralda wakes up, she is arrested since the other knights think she stabbed Phoebes. Esmeralda is then taken into custody. Esmeralda is tortured a lot, so then she falsely admits to attacking Phoebes, even though she didn't do that. She is then going to be hanged in front of the city. Then, on the day where she is supposed to be hanged, she sees a knight boy Phoebes. Yeah, it turns out he survived being stabbed, but he also thinks that Esmeralda attacked him. So yeah, he is a little bit grumpy about that. I mean, who wouldn't be? Anyway, let us get back to Quasimodo. Quasimodo, who fell in love with Esmeralda, knows that she is going to be hanged. So since he is in love with Esmeralda, he goes in to save her. So Quasimodo, Tarzan swings down and saves her and brings her into the church, which basically has this thing called Sanctuary, where it's basically a get out of jail free card as long as you don't leave the building. So Esmeralda lives in the building for a few days until her rights to be in the church are revoked. Yeah, she's not getting that get out of hanging free card. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, remember when I said Esmeralda is a gypsy? Well, fellow gypsies, hear what is gonna happen to Esmeralda. They make a frickin' army. You got little boy gypsies, little girl gypsies, old men gypsies, old women gypsies, man gypsies, and women gypsies. And they just storm that church, alright? So when they appear in front of the church, Quasimodo does not know that they are friends of Esmeralda. And since he is deaf, he starts to protect Esmeralda, even though they're trying to explain to him that, yeah, we're pretty cool, dude. Don't attack us. Yeah. Alright, so then Frollo does another Metal Gear Solid move and finds Esmeralda. Now you might be thinking, why doesn't Esmeralda just attack him for stabbing Phoebus? That is because he was wearing a mask the night of Phoebus being stabbed. Frollo says, I will help you escape Esmeralda. So she is like, okay, sure, I guess. So she follows the old guy, Frollo. Frollo then says, I have the power to stop you from being hanged. But you gotta marry me for me to do it. Esmeralda says, no, hang me, hang me, hang me, hang me. Rollo gives Esmeralda to this one lady who hates gypsies. Then it turns out that lady is her long lost mother. I'm a speed run the rest of the book here. Alright, then the lady helps Esmeralda by hiding. The mother is then killed once they find the daughter and take her to be killed. She's trying to protect Esmeralda, but as I just said, she gets killed. Quasimodo is defending the church from those gypsies by pouring lava on them. He then returns to where Esmeralda was and is freaking scared. Like, where is she? When she is not there, he rushes up to a tower. Quasimodo sees Frollo there with Esmeralda, and now you're perhaps thinking, that is a good thing that she is alive up there with Frollo. Now Quasimodo just has to eat him up, save the girl, and happy ending, right? Nah, bro. Her body is hanging up there. Quasimodo then is pretty angry and picks up like Frollo, throws him off the building. Yeah, so and Quasimodo is never seen again. After this, until some gravedigger digs up, finds this hunchbacked like skeleton on this female skeleton or whatever. Yeah, so basically Quasimodo killed himself and buried him with like Esmeralda. I think he just buried himself with her and like, starved to death or something. Yeah. So that is it. That was The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Now I'm gonna say what I liked about the book and what I did not like. I did not like the first like 30 pages of the book or so because it was like really boring. I liked the main characters a lot. However, I found the book to be very long and boring at places. Also, I really did not care about the side characters. That's about it. See ya.